Hi, I'm Jessica with the Santa Paula Art Museum, and welcome to Art Club! This project is called Infinity Dots, and we are making a beautiful abstract landscape of polka dots. This project is inspired by the very famous international artist Yayoi Kusama. Kusama loves to paint polka dots. She paints them all the time and everywhere. She believes that polka dots are the perfect way to make art that everyone loves, and polka dots make art that you can get lost in and be very happy. She says polka dots can't stay alone. Like a communicative life of people, 2 or 3 polka dots become movement. Polka dots are a way to infinity. So let's get started with our project. The supplies that you'll be needing for this project is a paper plate, watercolor palette, a paintbrush and a sponge, black marker and paper napkins, water for your watercolor set, and your 12 by 18 paper. So let's get started. So you'll want to start off with your paper being set horizontally, meaning that the longer sides are on the top and bottom and the shorter sides are on the left and right. And then we're going to start by priming our palette with some water, because this is the area where we're going to first use our sponge and it can draw the colors from. I chose 2 nice bright colors, orange and red, and you can try to mix yellow and the orange to get a nice yellow-orange if you want to blend colors and mix colors. So here you can see I'm already using the sponge, and I'm just going to push it down and start twisting back and forth so that the color can transfer over to the paper. And we're going to make diagonal dots. So I'm twisting, and here you can see that not all the color transferred, so I'm going to push and twist some more so that the color stays on. And sometimes you might just even have to scrub a little in so that the color lands correctly. Next, spacing them out, I'm going to add another layer, still going diagonally across the page. Next, making space in between, maybe about an inch or 2, you're going to add your second dot. So you'll just do this across the page. And I'm going to do it in a gradient style, so it'll transfer from orange and then to like an orange red to a red and maybe even a purple or blue. Making sure that there's a little bit of space in between. And here you can see I'm creating more of those gradients, so it's really nice. And then maybe let's end with a sponge at the corner. Great job! So now what we can do in between these dots, we can alternate and create a pattern by adding even smaller dots. So I'm going to take the paintbrush and add some orange dots in between. Looks like we still have space in the background, so why not take another color and then in between the dots, we can add some smaller color dots. Great! I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to pat dry with the paper towel the extra water or watercolor that's sitting on the paper, but maybe you can pause the video and take some time for this to dry until you move on to the next step. So for this next step, we're going to take some of the watercolors again, clean off our palette, our paper plate, or whatever you have, and add some new colors. I'm going to add a nice yellow green and a purple or a violet and another orange, and I'm going to start making our gourd shapes. So the way you can make a gourd shape is by adding 2 ovals and then maybe even a little stub at the top, and just color it in. So that's my first one. I made it on the right bottom corner. Let's make something that's more towards the middle. So here I'm going to make a green gourd, and you can choose any colors you'd like. Now let's add a little more variety, so I'm going to make some smaller gourds or some more organic shapes in between them. This is a great example of our vocabulary word, organic shapes. Organic shapes are shapes that look like they come from nature, and they are shapes that have irregular, bumpy, or curvy edges, not sharp or perfect edges. So the shapes that we have made in this artwork are very organic. Now, just like in Kusama's artwork, she also has dots in shapes. So not just the background has polka dots, but everything has polka dots. So I'm going to start off by taking the Q-tip and making smaller polka dots into our organic shape forms. And this way you can get smaller dots. So I'm taking the red and then just making them along the edges and also along the form of the shape. So you can, where there's a curve, you might want to curve your dot line as well. And to add some variety, you can do a different color and add more dots. This other gourd will probably have the same look, outlined with polka dots, but maybe a different look to it. We can add bigger polka dots with the same Q-tip by moving the Q-tip in a circular motion or pushing down so that the color spreads a little bit farther, creating a medium-sized dot. Don't forget that you can also add larger dots, so that's what I'm doing here with the Q-tip. And then maybe even adding a variety of both big and small all around the shapes. I would say here is the time where you can mix and match however you prefer, and you have the artistic license and freedom to create the different pattern of dots. Great, now let's outline these in a black marker to make them pop even more. So I'm just outlining the outside of the organic shape in a black marker, and then even drawing inside of the shapes with some more line and connecting those dots. Feel free to do this all around the shapes or maybe just the outlines. We can add some more depth into this project by adding line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a straight edge, or maybe if you have a ruler, you can use a ruler. And just with the Q-tip, I'm going to make a vertical line going up and down and just leaving a little bit of room at the bottom. At the bottom, you'll want to go to the left and the right so that it looks like the corner of a room. And there you have it. It looks like it's a room. So this adds even more space to our piece. Now we're just missing a few more details to really complete this infinity dot project. So what I'm going to do now is take my Q-tip again and use the black watercolor and make vertical dots that go up and down on the wall, on the two walls of the top half of the paper, and then leave space at the bottom so that the dots can start going diagonally. Now we still have a little bit of space left over, and so I'm going to start by going right to left from the top and bottom. And there you have it, your infinity dots. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.